Good morning, arvo, evening, g'day, welcome on back. And how are we? Today we're going to be having a little bit of a look around at the MSMP. I'm going to, explain my plans, but for those that don't quite know about this lovely place, it's a SMP that myself and Ace Royalty started a couple of years back. This is good old Spawn, which we all recognize. I did all of this and most of everything else on the server on stream, but now slowly moving more over to the YouTube world. So, let's catch up on the MSMP. But yeah, good old shopping district is what is beneath us. Wah, wudadaba, wudaba. All the buttons. I will remember them. But yeah, this is Spawn and the city hall, but more the town mall. It was where I first originally started, you know what I mean? My base and so forth. Up the top is some villages. We'll make our way up there soon, but I don't quite, mind my little garden area out the back here. It's to kind of bring in the entranceway to this whole area, which inside is designated as the gaming district. Which there is a short little video out there on my channel of this whole area and the archery and the other mini games that I have built up in the corner. But today it's more about just a general look around and also a little bit of a teleporting around to have a look at some of the different farms and stuff I've built. Now that we've had a good little look at Spawn, let's do okay, not that one. That one. Oh, I'm so pro. Firstly, my pride and joy, Creeper Farm. As you can see, they're falling down, but let's jump into some good old free cam and have a look all the way up here and see the chaos that is this creeper farm. Quite a few different layers. Built this a couple of years ago when I first found out about the snow golems and their relationship with the creeper. And there is plenty of space in here for the creepers to spawn, making sure that these furthest chunks are different chunks to where they all come down. As you can see, doesn't take that long for it to fill up. It is such a crazy speed. It's probably nearly at the cap. Yeah, well, there's another dude coming. But yeah, I absolutely enjoyed building this. It's the craziest creeper farm I've ever designed, which was always fun. Spawn just over there. Down around somewhere. Oh, there it is. I built I drained the Guardian farm. I left all the inside pretty much as it is. I know you don't need to in this day and age, but it's kind of what I still did. That farm's it works well. It's a somewhat of a blend of a drowned farm. I missed it. Can I land it? Nope. Thank you. If we get up here. Pre-cam our way all the way down. It's just a box of water with signs? No. Fence. Gates. With a natural downward flowing of water. So there's only a water source at the top. And then it flows down. And then they just make their way down to the campfires and, yeah, kind of cook. So, yeah, I've got to get some copper golems down into the bottom as the sorting area, which I have used in a couple of different, like, farms that are on the server. The Wither Skeleton farm that a previous player built, I put that copper golems. So helpful in auto sorting. But let's have a. I want. No. The Guardian farm. No, not the Guardian farm. That's where we are. This farm's pretty cool. Good old Bad Omen. A raid farm. Plus, over here, which is all connected up by rail, is the Omen farm. And that's where the two of them are somewhat, like, joined together. Gee, that iron golem's not looking good. I need to bring some iron out here one of these days. But yeah, they just make their way over, and we collect up all the bottles. And then you come over here and you stand where we just were. And the raid forms up here. As we go down in here somewhere. Yeah. Dude with a workstation. So it works as a... Oh, it's a city. And it's like, yep, thank you very much. I was, been working, trying to work out how to get a coal or like orderless farm. I'm in the same boat as so many others. Just not being good. Not being good. No, we want to go south. This is the beginnings of my base, but we won't go outside just yet. We'll wait until we go out there. But yeah, this is a lighthouse that I built as my original base here. Out at the my mega base, but it's beyond that now. It's like a mega city, but we'll get to that later. Insanity 21 was the best, moss farm I could find. But of course, I had to change things up. So we've got, like, 3 composters feeding back into the system. But then we've got 4 of them feeding down stairs into an auto-crafting bone-making machine. So, yes, quite happy with a little bit of a change that I made to that. But each level, as we make our way up, is a different farm. So we've got the bone mill down there. We've got sugarcane up here that actually goes through an auto crafter there into paper. And then, the cocoa beans, flowers, snow dude, and yeah, just the general things that you can actually bone meal. Then up to our, wow, I enjoyed building this. This was fun. It's not huge, but it's timed pretty well as they only drop sap every 5 seconds. So it's all timed. Let's see if we can start moving. It is actually nighttime, but I don't think I have a sword. As you can see, the pale oak from the top and the bottom all move roughly every 5 seconds to make the sap pop off, and that's all on a I think I actually have to stop it. Just stop. I don't care where you stop, just stop. We just don't need it. Keep going. Cactus farm, you know what I mean? You can't go wrong with at least a little bit of that popping off in the background. Then up here we've got some hot and cold, some bees in there, enchanting there. The bees I swap back around between shears and bottles. A double, like, because they're in 2 different chunks. Works pretty well. Like, there's 2 different homes. And then we got the super smolter up here that is overflowing from auto crafting from up here. So, ooh, why don't they have any on it? I don't think I really need them anyway because it's overflowing at the moment. But yeah, good old lighthouse. And then an automatic way down to the base. Now let's move on from the farm world. Oh, well, once again, if you, any of the farms or anything, if you want a more of a in-depth look on how I've made any of them, just let me know. Chuck a note in the comments or join my Discord. More than happy to have a chat. But here we are at the base. I love this lighthouse. So happy with the way that it turned out. Even with the little bit of changes and stuff. Around the back here, actually, I forgot a farm. Just a nether farm to be able to grow, eat like any of the nethery. Where did you come from? I'm glad I have that turned on. And let's, 1 second. Over here, there's actually some more farms. I forgot about these ones. These are actually the newest one, like, that I've built. So it's we've got a snow dude up here. You break the snow goes into there. Makes, of course, snowballs. They all feed into the distributors. So you can plant the end, like, things on there if you want to grow them. At the moment, I'm just letting it do mushrooms as I've worked on the bone blocks to, good old white blocks. Down here, concrete maker. You put concrete powder there, it gets touched by the water, like this. That recognizes things happen. This drops out. More concrete powder, so you can fill your pockets pretty quickly. Very basic type of stuff. But yeah, let's take a little bit more on to the base. Now that I think I've remembered all the farms. There's no farms hidden, like, in the actual base area. So we'll just wander our way up. to what is called somewhat the Mozart museum interactive theme park. This here is a replica design of the house I grew up in, or not grew up in, Mozart grew up in. Where Mozart was formed. This was. Oh, I'm hearing all sorts of bad things. Just let me sleep. There's a zombie out there too somewhere. Fine. Go away. All sorts of not niceness. But yeah. Ooh, little dude, where did you come from? Go up. I think it stopped. But yes, that's the house I was renting when I formed the wrestling character Mozart. This is somewhat of a replica of the bar that we met local wrestlers and started our training. And then over here is a replica of the training facility, which was literally you walk down a guy's backyard. This wasn't built when we first started training, but this turned into the weight room. This little shed over here was actually the weight room when we first turned up. But yeah, good old wrestling ring in the backyard. Absolutely. The amount of bumps I took in here. Crazy. But yes, that's. Yeah. And then we move on to this here. I might actually use Cheat Cam for this and just sneak into the side. This is the replica of the Melton Indoor Sports Centre. I can't even remember exactly what these courts were or what their markings, so I decided, okay, netball, you could also volleyball, and then I tried to do some more of like a basketball like court over here. I cannot remember. Like, yeah, they might have been like indoor tennis or I don't know. This was food, and then out the back was indoor cricket nets. And then I think for the first 10, 15 shows, like most of the shows, this was our locker room out the back. There was a time that we used the room like there beside the food area. Not good. This here was a gym like area, and then out the front was the actual reception. I never went in here. I wrestled in this venue so many times, but I have no idea what that reception area looked like. The rest of it, pretty good. Especially especially the food. Always found the food. But yeah, that was the first venue that I ever wrestled. Right, like, yeah. There was a door over here. Once we walked around the outside and we came through here as our entrance. This room here was the room that we used once as just so tiny. Strange, odd times, but it was good. It was good. Let's jump back in. So yeah, that's the indoor sports center, the big tin shed. Down here, the replicas of the cafes that I worked at when I was becoming or working like my wrestling career. This is somewhat the replica of the Crave. So the tiny little kitchen. There was usually 3, maybe 4 of us in here. Over lunchtimes there was 4 of us, but most of the time there was 3 of us in there working. Dry storage and cold storage and the bathrooms. But no, I quite enjoyed putting this one together. This next one was not so much fun. See, I haven't finished it, but yeah, I've been chipping away at it. As you can see, I've put some shelves which were from a later one of the latest updates. But yeah, this is Joe's Cafe. So it was a late night hamburger shop. Like the shop's doors were sometimes only closed for like 3 or 4 hours. It was certainly, yeah, open some very long hours. I remember leaving, like doing like 6 to 6, doing dinner and finishing my shift by doing people's breakfasts. Fun days. Lots of work. But let's make our way around this building here. You would probably think it's some type of church building, which it was in its originalness. It got converted into a nightclub, and it was actually the first venue I ever rented and held my own wrestling shows. So this place holds a whole lot of memories. I've spent a lot of time rebuilding this. We've got the 2 bars here at the back and the bathroom. I think did I? No, I didn't. Didn't get around to putting composters in there. But yeah. Up to the 2nd level. Can we? Yeah, we can. This was another bar up the top of this, the 2nd level. And then once again, there was bathrooms in both of them. And then you make your way up and... Okay. How you doing, mate? A pig must have got struck by lightning. Because I certainly do not have a nether portal anywhere near this building. Yeah, hey dude, you're fine. You're fine. This up the top here, we used to put tarp across here. And this was our, like, locker room. So, like, I think the first show we tarped it up. And then the next 2, I don't think we actually tarped it. Because the 2nd floor was always a VIP area. And the people on the ground floor, like, no one could actually see us up here. So, it was awesome. We could still keep an eye on the wrestling. Because, yeah, the owner of the venue would put couches up here. And him and his mates would, yeah, they loved it. They loved it. The only reason why we stopped doing shows is because the owner's father sold the business. So, yeah, and it got converted into office buildings, I think. Maybe. Possibly. I don't know. This, yeah. Next one is a chunk of a building. I really can't remember it. It was colourful. It was a bar in Crown Casino, which is the major, huge, big casino in the capital city here in the state I live in. And yeah, All-Star Sports Bar. I really can't. I wrestled it like 4, 5, maybe more. I can't. Like, there hundreds of matches, so I can't. But yeah, it was on the like internet before streaming was ever a thing, but they had a in-house channel that they would broadcast like throughout the whole casino. But then when there was big things on, they would also put it on their website. So yeah, it was kind of cool. It was, but the big thing working for Rowan was an absolute honor. Very big, yeah. awesome brain in the industry. And then we move over that building there that you can see that I have not completed at all. I'm still waiting on it. It's an arena. I need pictures. I'm trying to find pictures. But this here was the last venue that we ever did a show at. Good old shearing sheds at the Geelong show. So the wrestling ring was here. And over here, this room was our backstage area. So we got tarps on the ground because the ground, it was a saga and a half. Giving away little peeks of the future. But let's make our way over to the stadium. Because I was building all this Mozart stuff, I'm like, I want a stadium. So we'll leave the body there, and we'll have a little bit of a look at this stadium. Ooh, come back up. So it goes all the way around. It's got all these empty shells about for the shops, merch stands, drink stands, food stands, whatever. And that goes all the way around. Because, let's make our way into the actual stadium. This thing is huge. It was so much fun building it. And once again, this was something else that I did over on Twitch when I was streaming over there. 15,000 stairs. And with a little bit of Googling, I found out that the average stair in a stadium is 0.5 meter. And each one of these stairs is 1 meter. So that means it would possibly sit around 30,000 people. So absolutely stoked with it. And then we come up to the stage area and we make our way into the backstage area, which I've been slowly working on. We've got like the gorilla position there, some training rooms, so you know what I mean, doctors and massages and that type of stuff. A nice big area so people can actually gather. But then we go down into the locker rooms, which I'm slowly getting at. Good old toilets, showers, and then duplicate over here to make it all, you know what I mean, equal on both sides. But no, I'm very happy with. But of course, you know what I mean, it's a joinable SMP, so if you do want to really get a good look in and around, you're more than happy to drop over and say g'day. But now, let's take a look into the future. This is where the future of my world is going. Let's jump into some cheaty cam once again. As you can see, I have marked out a massive area here in roads. And for anyone that is an old school gamer, like myself, one of the first games that I ever, like, truly found the love for the building side of gaming was good old Sim City on the Super Nintendo. And if you get up high enough, as you can see, I've already built the hospital and I've already built the council building. I've tried to do as much as I possibly can off memory, but it's been fun, and that's why it's like, no, I gotta make a video, gotta show before I continue on to continuing the building of Sim City. So trying to remember what the school's look like the level 5 commercial buildings, the level 5 residential buildings. So somewhat, I have put a picture up on my Discord, which I will link in the description below. But yeah, this over here, this island is the commercial. So there will be skyscrapers and so forth. Then we got the hospital. Then we got a big square over there down into a big flatty area. That's going to be the school area. But I'm also going to be building like a school oval, which is a bit of an extra. But in the game, whenever I did schools, I always made sure there was parkland beside them. So that's where there's going to be a lot of what SimCity Super Nintendo was, plus also what I did in the game. And then this over here is going to be a mass area of residentials. So it will be a lot of the different houses in SimCity, but there will also be other houses, tributes, houses from my past that I will want to build in there. When I was on the Hardcore Heart SMP, I built all of the houses I learnt to game in. Those 3 houses will all be rebuilt in this city. It was like, yeah, the house I grew up in and the 2 houses of my grandparents. And then way over there where the ice is where I'm going to be planning an industrial zone. But I think it will only be like maybe only like 10 different builds. And then the idea of doing the seaport and the airport out that way is like, yeah, I know it's crazy ideas, but at the same time, like, this has been a 2-year journey, or plus 2 years plus to get, and I'm certainly not planning on quitting this world anytime. Oh, look at all those mobs. Someone didn't light up that little corner of the world. Oops. But yeah, all this started from I wanted to do a flat world because I wanted to play SimCity, and it just snowboarded for there, and I spent the last 12 months flattening like a couple of different islands and the hospital and the council building, which, ooh, one second, we didn't have a proper look at the hospital first before we go to the council building. So we got the reception, we got the emergency wing with lots of different rooms, the general reception, and then the good old offices, some bathrooms. This at the back here, I pictured it like an X-ray area. So somewhere, yeah, I've been to too many hospitals. Then we come up here to the hospital wing, where I've spent a bit of time trying to work on this one room. I haven't done it to the rest, just on the idea of trying to keep the lag down as much as I possibly can. But yeah, then third level is the outpatients wing. So we got a couple of different offices for general, like doctor. But then in here, got the good old rooms where you come and sit down at when you've had surgery. You got to come back and get checked up and so forth. I spent way too much time in these rooms. Boop-a-doo. And then the all the way at the top, we get into the surgeries. So, no, that's offices. I have put offices on each, but yeah, here we go. Double doors into the operating rooms. And then we got like the the prep room here off to the side for the patient and the doctors and stuff. So yeah, and then if you come all the way to the top, up to the happy gas, to the helipad. But the council building is pretty much my base, my storage, my home. I thought about an automatic storage, but it's like I just don't want to put that much like redstone or have that many copper golems. Just thinking with how much I still plan on building, I don't want to overdo it. So I've just gone good old chests and markers, which works pretty fine. I've got plenty of space to be able to put another level on it if I need to, or you know what I mean, I've got plenty of room out the back and out the back here for new blocks as the game goes on. I quite enjoy what I did out here. Made like little council supply spots. If you've ever been to a council depot, some of them have them at the back of the council off a small strange road, or they will have a property just on the outskirts of town where they just have all the big piles of everything that they use lots of, like dirt, stone, sand, gravel, deep slate, copper. It's more the stuff that I have bulk of that I put them out there, and then everything else is nicely organized. But of course, you know what I mean, I do have stone in here, like the stuff that I have crafted and stuff. But yeah, all the bulky stuff is out there. But the future will be a school here, an oval there, and a car park here. And then we will start working on some of the other like the level 1 to 5 commercial buildings out of SimCity. And after I've built each one of them, I will start creating skyscrapers. But if I do find myself wanting something different to build, I can come over here and start some of the residential houses, which once again will be based, like, yeah, as I said, on SimCity and the way I play SimCity. So I'd just like to thank you all for the good old catch up here on the MSMP. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, share, all that lovely stuff. It really helps. And I will see you hopefully very soon, because I will be doing more regular, heaps more regular updates. I'm hoping as I build each building, I get another clip done and we get it out there. So hopefully the rest of them won't be anywhere near as long as this. Thank you very much, and I'll see you later. Bye.